Hi, Ozzie. How you doing?
I'm here now.
Oh, fantastic. Okay, so we're going to get started here. We still have a few more people who are logging in and getting their sound situated. But I'm going to go ahead and just pause, do a nice long pause, and then we're going to be recording this webinar. And so I want to introduce you, obviously, introduce what we're going to talk about, and then we're going to get started, okay? So I'm going to do my long pause right now. Hi, everyone. For those of you who are joining this call, my name is Janelle Odishoo. I'm the co-founder of a company called AnnounceMyMove.com. And as those of you who have been on my webinars in the past know that we do a variety of different classes each month, primarily on my social marketing through Facebook. So thank you for coming back again. If this is your first time, welcome. We've got a really special webinar planned for you today. I'm essentially interviewing a client of ours. His name is Ozzie Marten. We've got Ozzie on the call. Ozzie is a real estate agent, a very active real estate agent out in the Parsippany, New Jersey area with Coldwell Banker Residential. For many of you who have been on my past webinars, whether it's my basic Facebook or my advanced class, or I've come out to your office and done something live for you, many of you have heard this name before, okay? Ozzie, or Osh TV, is his YouTube channel. Ozzie is what I will call a local thought leader. A local thought leader is really an agent that I have run across in my travels, in my trainings, when I come across agents who are really doing some really cool things with social marketing in their business. These are not trainers around the country. They're not speakers. They're nobody with any personal gain other than they're willing to share with me what kind of cool things they're implementing in their business, so in social media and social marketing. And the thing that I've been most impressed with Ozzie is his willingness to share his insights on video. We know that video is huge when it comes to social marketing. We're all reading the articles and seeing all the press about it. And so I've invited Ozzie to join us as we do a webinar on how to be a star in your own social media marketing. This webinar is being recorded, so we'll share a link with all of you guys at the end of the call. And I'd like for each of you to practice using the GoToWebinar control panel, expand it out. There's a little red arrow, I believe, and you expand that out. It'll expand out the panel. You'll see a section that says questions. I want you to be typing me your questions as we're going through this webinar, okay? It's a workshop. And so it's going to be real hands-on. We're going to show you some real live stuff that Ozzie's been working on, and hopefully gain some insight from him that will help you in your business. That's really what our local thought leaders have done. Ozzie, welcome. How you doing out there in New Jersey?
I'm doing okay. Aside from rushing around and trying to get on this webinar, I'm okay.
Okay. So you've been out actually listing and selling properties today?
Well, I was actually trying to put out 2 fires, but everyth's fine. But that's what I was doing.
Okay, so guys, he's just a real life agent out there, just like you, who's working really hard to build his business, and he's really done some very cool things when it comes to video. One thing I want to just kind of start with is I want you to just take a second and watch this quick little 2-minute video, okay?
free and feeling spirit. Look at a tree when you get near it. I'm taking the snow and the rain and the bright sunshine.
Well, you guys, I think it's pretty clear that the digital revolution has definitely happened. And, we're seeing real estate professionals that are using this are really building a connection with their followers. And we're going to talk today and interview Ozzie about exactly what he's done to integrate video into his marketing campaigns. Because, I'm going to have lots of statistics for you. I'm not going to read line by line, but I don't know if you saw in that video, guys, but wow, 3% of real estate agents are using video in their marketing. I think that's probably realistic. What do you think? Send me a little message back. I thought that was pretty cool, but yet a significant percentage of consumers want their real estate agents to use video. Ozzie, of all the statistics you've read, what's been the most significant for you in deciding that video is definitely something you were going to integrate? Because you integrated video very early on in your business.
Well, it's a good question. I mean, it basically boils down to how can I reach a broader audience with social media, which is where people are today all day long, and it's just growing more and more. So you basically have to kind of say to yourself, well, you have to go where the traffic is, and that's pretty much where we are today with video. So it's just a simple game plan that I had to devise for myself and say, you know what, I really need to start putting video at the forefront of my marketing if I want to stay connected and, just meet people where they are so that they can see that I'm up on the trends and whatnot. So that's kind of what that's about.
Hey, Ozzie, your sound is a little bit weak. A couple people have mentioned, hey, is there any way for his volume to be a little louder? So I don't know if you can either speak up a little bit or change the volume setting on your phone.
Is this better?
A little bit. Just really speak up for us so we can hear you better.
How about this?
That sounds good. That sounds better, guys.
Are we good?
Yeah, I think we're okay. Just keep in mind that we have to we really want to hear everything you have to say. We're already getting questions for you, just so you know. Kelly,
okay.
Hang tight, because the question came already. Does he recommend us establishing a YouTube channel as well as uploading our videos to our MLS and websites? Kelly, hang tight. We're going to talk about that, okay? And we'll get into that. I think that as we talk about the statistics, where YouTube is basically saying that visitors spend more time on websites with videos than ones that don't have videos. I think people just like to watch and listen rather than read today. It's becoming a part of our culture and communication. And the more that video is used, the more people will want it to be used. You know what I'm saying, guys? And so, and I think it's really interesting as we look at search engine optimization. A Forrester study from January 2010 said that product pages with video on it is 53 times more likely to achieve a page one listing on Google. These are things that we need to really be paying attention to, and obviously the folks on this call understand that. More statistics, 1 in 4 internet searches are related to real estate or finance. People are absorbing video 5 times faster than looking at static pictures. Buyers are more likely to see homes in person after they've seen videos versus pictures. Just on and on and on. people are demanding that agents provide professional video marketing to give that added edge over their competition. And so, you know, with people wanting to watch and listen, Ozzie, and more likely to share, and, you know, the opportunity for more people to refer business to you, because I know in your video, it's all about building likability and trust, right?
Exactly.
You know, the things that you shared with me is that, hey, the opportunity is, you know, increase your business, build better relationships, and amplify your credibility. Ozzie, you had some tips for me, and I added them here. The first tip that I sort of put out there, and it was you and I had a little controversy over this the other night. We were talking about this, right? We talked about, you know, making a personal connection with a great video. You know, I've been telling people, hey, video doesn't have to be professionally done to be successful. You know, I mean, look at some of the homegrown videos we have on YouTube today. What do you think about that? You've had experience with both homegrown as well as professional. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, I mean, when I first saw this slide, you know, I said to myself, you know, yes and no, and I say that because you have to start somewhere. I mean, obviously, if you don't have a background in video or just using a camera or anything, you know, like that, it's not easy to just, you know, run out there and start doing it professionally. It's impossible. But on the other side of the coin, I learned with doing it myself over the past few years that if you take it seriously and you try to, you know, do some research and understand what works and what doesn't work, through trial and error, eventually you'll get better and better and better to the point where, you know, either you have the time to do this because it is very time consuming to do it on your own, and you do have to have some sort of technical smarts, to say the least, but there are things that are coming out software based that are making things a little bit more easier for novice users and people like that. But, you know, when you go to professional routes, obviously you get the results that you're looking for versus doing a more amateurish video.
Okay, so we know that, so just so that people understand here, Ozzie, how long have you been doing video in your business, in your real estate business? How many years now?
I would say it's 3 years.
About 3 years, okay? So
Yeah.
you were way ahead of the curve with this. Now, when you first started doing video, I'm going to guess you did something with a handheld mobile device, like either a, I don't know, maybe at the time it was a flip cam or a Kodak.
I actually used the Kodak, the image that you see right there that you pointed to.
Okay, right here.
Yep, and that. Yep.
Now this is the new one is the Kodak Z10, or you know, in the previous one was a Kodak ZI8. So I've actually been using this Kodak ZI8. The new version again is the Kodak Z10. But you know, we can take video, amateur type videos on our smartphones today, which have actually the quality's not too bad. Have you? I know
The quality's gotten a lot better, especially with the new iPhone 4s.
Yeah.
It's amazing the quality that they're producing for video, for both video and for photos.
Okay, so I'm going to show you guys, Ozzie. I know you're going to laugh at this. I had to show this one. Was this one of your first ones? One of these first videos that you did?
Yeah, I mean that was just something that I just said. You know what? I need to connect with people in a way that's not just pushing real estate, you know, down their throats. To just put something out there that's informative and it's entertaining at the same time, and that's kind of what I did there.
Okay, so you guys don't laugh too hard when you see this, but here's Ozzie underwater, wishing people a happy Labor Day.
Hey folks, this is Ozzie from OzzieSellsHomes.com and Oz TV, wishing you and your family a fun and safe Labor Day weekend. I'll take a quick break from scuba diving here and just give you a quick note for all of you history buffs out there. The first Labor Day in the United States is celebrated on September 5th, 1882, when union workers in New York City took an unpaid day off and marched around Union Square in support of the proposed holiday. Labor Day became official after striking American Railway union members confronted the Illinois National Guard troops in Chicago during the Pullman strike back.
Okay, you get the idea. So now you have had a lot of people comment and remember you from that video. Guys, you have to keep in mind, this was one of Ozzie's very first ones. He's got a little sense of humor, right, Ozzie?
Yep.
And so you still have people that come back to you and say, I remember that special underwater Labor Day message, huh?
It never fails. I'll be at an event, at a seminar, anything, anywhere, and somebody will walk up to me and say, I saw your underwater thing, and it cracked me up, and it was fun. I was like, oh, good, and it's a good thing.
Okay, so that was one of your homemade videos, and then since then you've done some more a little bit nicer ones. Who's doing your taxes? I'm not going to play the whole thing, but I just want to kind of give them a flavor of this. This one's about 4 minutes long, but you've done some informative ones with your Osh TV episodes.
Hello, and thanks for tuning in to another episode of Osh TV. That's Ozzie Sells Homes TV. My name is Ozzie Marten. I'm a realtor with Coldwell Residential Brokerage working out of Morris County, Parsippany, New Jersey. Special episode for you here today because of the fact that it's tax season, crunch time, 2011, everybody's running around.
So you get the idea. So you did a Who's Doing Your Taxes special bonus episode on your Osh TV. And, and that was just like a homegrown one. I'm guessing you were using just, your Kodak Z10 for that, or Kodak ZI8, Osh?
Yes, it was just a Kodak ZI8. It was just a small truck right in front of me. I had the screen scrolling across different images, and I was kind of timing it with the images. But yeah, I got a lot of responses from that as well. And people came to me and said, you know what, I never realized that there were so many different types of accountants and whatnot. So it made people think about, who's really doing your taxes, and are they qualified enough to do your taxes at whatever level they need to be done.
Now, I'm guessing, the people who are watching here on this webinar are probably thinking to themselves, well, wait a minute, I've seen agents doing video tours of houses, and maybe have a videographer come through, but these are different kinds of videos, the underwater Labor Day message, who's doing your taxes. There's a lot of different ways you incorporated video in your business. Now, I know that when you first got started, not all of these tips were things that you knew about. You sort of, it was trial and error for you, right? Not all of them have good sound quality. Not all of them are gonna show all the perfect features we're gonna see here. These are things you learned that were important, right?
Exactly.
One of the things that you found out very clearly is that sound quality counts. Okay. You guys got to focus on the background noise. Maybe get an external microphone with an extra long cord. That's one of the advantages, right, Ozzie, of the Kodak Z, one of those mobile handheld devices, rather not the iPhones, but the video cameras, is that it has the ability for an external microphone. Is that right?
It does, correct.
So if you were going to recommend to someone, if they're thinking about going out and getting a handheld device other than their smartphone, what components would you want to make sure that device had?
Well, just like you mentioned, a microphone where you can kind of just plug it into the mic jack in the side of the handheld video camera, and they have things that are as cool as you just clip it to your shirt, and it's pretty clear. So and they're not expensive at all. So.
Okay, so definitely you recommend having an external microphone. So you need a device you can plug in, have an external microphone with a little lapel clip. And you need to make sure that there's a stabilizing feature to it, right?
Oh, absolutely. You definitely need a tripod. The one that I had, which made a lot of sense for me, because when you're in houses or whatever you're doing, a regular tripod won't always have a place where the tripod can stand flat on something. So the one that I bought is actually almost like squid or octopus legs, basically, and they twist and turn, and they basically grab onto any surface as well as stand up like a normal tripod, and you hook the camera onto the top, and you position the camera any which way you need to do that.
So that's kind of cool. So what you're saying is that the tripod had legs that could be manipulated?
Right. So, for instance, there were a lot of times that for the best shot that I wanted to video, I needed to be on an angle where there's like a banister that goes down a set of stairs, for instance, and I would just basically have the tripod's legs grip onto the ball of the banister so that the camera's looking at me in a certain position where I can, do what I do on video. And then,
That's cool.
Throughout the process, throughout the process, you're moving the camera around, and it's very easy to manipulate. So that was the best fit for me. But it's whatever you want to do, that's fine by you.
Okay, so I want to talk about that stabilization thing again, because I see a lot of videos that are not paying attention to their environment. whether that's lighting or what the person's wearing. I mean, I always see you kind of in a solid color that's complementing, your coloring, usually in solid color, so nothing's distracting, women, ladies, for those of you on the call, this isn't the time to show anything inappropriate. So make sure that, you're covering your chest and that, you've got, nothing's distracting people from the purpose of the video, right? So solid color, pay attention to the lighting, make sure that there's nothing distracting in the background. G. Dunstan, Oz, do you remember G telling the story? I don't know if you were on the call or not with us, but he was telling me the story about how he was doing a video. G, by the way, guys, for those of you who don't know him, is a national trainer on social media. He's an agent out of Maryland, and he's a CRS, so you might know him that way. But he was talking about how someone was doing a video of him talking, and in the background there was a sign that, and part of the sign was cut off, but it looked like there was some spear or something stabbing into his ear just because of the way the background looked behind him. So really pay attention to things in the background. And then, Ozzie, I always think about my chin, So do you tell people to angle the video slightly higher than eye level so that it doesn't cause that chin?
Well, yeah, I mean, it depends on, obviously it depends on how tall or short you are or whatever, but yeah, I mean, you definitely want to make sure that you're at an angle that's, showing you in your best light, and the same obviously goes for whatever you're shooting, the interior of a home, exterior, so on and so forth. So yeah, camera angle is crucial. You get different lighting from different angles and whatnot. So, like I said, I mean, it's not hard. It's hard to do this. It's, when you're not used to it, because you don't know what you're looking for. You don't know what you're expecting. But once you've done this for, a few videos, you get the hang of it. And as soon as you walk into a room or whatever you're shooting, you'll know right off the bat, okay, this is where the camera needs to be in order for me to get the best shot. So. Okay,
now I have to tell you, Ozzie, I looked at a lot of your different videos, and I know that not all of them did you pay attention to stabilization. So this was something that you learned over time after lots of trial and errors, how important stabilizing that camera is. Guys, let me show you the difference between a realtor out in Dana Point, who I actually respect a lot. I call him one of my local thought leaders too. And then I want to show you one that Ozzie did. I'm not going to go through the entire thing, because I know they're a little bit long, but I wanted to get you an idea of what we're talking about here and the importance of stabilization.
Hey, this is Sean McCracken, your OC Realtor. I'm showing you something really special today, a little bit offbeat for me, down in Dana Point. It's this house right here. And we're at Monarch Summit #1, and this is a little flying cloud. And it's really I always love this area, and you'll see why in a little bit. But this is a 3-bedroom, 2-bath. You can see they're single-loaded streets. And
okay, guys. What I wanted to show you here specifically, I mean, I think it was pretty obvious, the whole idea of stabilization, okay? As you go onto Sean McCracken's YouTube channel, you'll see that if you were to watch that video in its entirety, and you guys can certainly do that when I provide you with PowerPoint, he does a lot of things well and a lot of things not so well. Definitely, walking with his mobile device. I don't know about you, Ozzie, but I was feeling motion sickness right then.
Yeah. I mean, that's a very common complaint. I mean, if you're shaky with the camera and you're not stable, you're moving through rooms way too fast, people will get distracted and they'll just click off after the first 15
I know. Well, and it was Sean with this particular video. He literally, guys, he walked into, the room, each individual room, including every bathroom. And here's the bathtub and the toilet and the mirror. I mean, he was all over the place with this video, that unprofessional, video. I mean, he shows his personality and his passion, and that's what I really like about Sean. And he has this really cool intro, which I think is awesome. But let me show you the difference in something that Ozzie has done, okay? And this is more recently that you've done. This is when you've gotten a little bit better at it.
To Cambridge Heights on Terrace Lake, Butler, New Jersey. One of the most desirable town developments in all of Morris County. Amenities include a clubhouse with a full gym, an in-ground outdoor swimming pool, and Terrace Lake itself
sits on the back edge of the property. The New Jersey Transit bus stops at the Cambridge Heights front gate, runs to and from Port Authority, New York City daily, making your commute stress-free 45 minutes.
Now watch this, guys. This is cool.
Hello, and thanks for tuning in to Ozzie TV for a brand new feature episode of Virtual Appointment brought to you by NestEggVideos.com. Now I'm standing in front of my brand new listing at Cambridge Heights on Terrace Lake in Butler, New Jersey. This is one of the most desirable 2-bedroom, 2-full bath and unit models with lots of added square footage. Let's go inside and take a look. Okay, so here we are in the main living space. This is a combination dining room, living room. Obviously, there's plenty of room to entertain if you have guests. And then that leads out onto a wood deck through sliding glass doors. All of the doors and windows in this unit are thermal insulated, so you're going to save a lot of energy. And as I walk through the dining room area, I'm entering into the living room space. As you'll notice here, you have a gas fireplace, which is a great feature. When that thing is cooking, you're going to heat up the whole.
Okay, now, Ozzie, you've done something different. You've been adding some new things to your repertoire. Guys, I'm all about full disclosure, just so you know. Although Ozzie is, a realtor, he has also done so much with video that he decided to start a company called Nest Egg Videos, and to be able to offer basically realtors in his area the opportunity to have higher quality videos as well. Okay, so Ozzie, you transitioned into more of a professional type video, obviously with some pretty advanced images and style in terms of the way that, those pictures flashing and sound and all of that. Tell me about the evolution of what you used to do and what you're doing now. In particular, I'm guessing this is just for your videos of properties. Tell me more about that.
Well, like we mentioned earlier, I started out with Ozzie TV and using the Kodak camera handheld, and basically a long time friend of mine, one of my best friends, he's been in the film industry for over 15 years, and he was always a big advocate of Ozzie TV. And one day he said to me, "You know what, Oz, you just take this to the next level. Let me show you what I can do for you." And basically, it was this match made in heaven, and we started NestEggVideos.com. Basically, it's still in the works. We're working on the website and so on and so forth, but we've created something that is a true value-added proposition for any agent broker that would like to market their properties with high-definition 1080p broadcast quality video. We're using the same exact equipment that channels like HGTV and DIY network use on TV. So it's that type of quality, and we have all different types of formats, from a lower end to a higher end format. And it was just time to take the next step into professional videos. So for something like this on NestEggVideos.com, and agents can use this to market their listings. And if you show a prospective seller a listing appointment, something like this, and it's almost guaranteed you're going to get the listing. I mean, obviously they have to like you as well, but with something like this, it's a no-brainer, because this is kind of where the real estate market is going as far as marketing is concerned. And once people catch on to videos like this, they're all going to be demanding this type of quality videos, or any kind of video for that matter, to market their property, because it does work, and that's why we're doing this for other agents.
Okay, so I had a couple questions that came in. One of the questions was, are you still doing homemade videos for other things? Like, I'm guessing what they're asking us. You're still using the handheld video. You're still using the handheld devices for some type of videos, but not for your properties anymore.
Yeah, that's correct. It takes a lot of time and effort. I mean, obviously, I have a crew that comes in, camera, sound, key grip, lighting, and so that's very time consuming. That's only for properties. But as far as the other videos go, I mean, I would never give up my handheld to do fun things, or even do like a short interview with a business partner or somebody that would be related to my industry. A person of business in my community that I would like to interview, that be able to kind of bring something to the table that someone might be interested in when they're looking online for videos, whatever. But yeah, absolutely. So I use both.
Okay, so you used to do the handheld for properties, and now you're going to the professional. Okay, so one of the other things that we talked about that you suggested as a tip is to keep videos short, simple, are usually the most highly effective. About 1 to 3 minutes maximum is recommended, unless the content is that good, right? We're going to talk about content that's that good. One of the things we talked about that you suggested was having a good short opening statement or question to engage your audience. Don't give away too much information. You almost want to let the audience, want more, so that then they'll, reach out to you for more information, right?
Right. That's the most important thing. I mean, that's so crucial, because you see so many agents, just giving everything away at first, and then the person really has no reason to contact you if they have some decent interest. Let's move on. So obviously you're doing this because not only you want to market yourself, market your brand, and market your listings, but you also want to capture leads and have people call in and get more business. I mean, that's the bottom line.
Right. And you need to make sure they have a call of action. I noticed that you didn't always do this. You're starting to do this more now, but to have your brand and your contact information and everything in the video itself, right?
Anytime I had a video that was related to a property, there was absolutely always a call to action.
Okay. What about the brand and your contact information, website, and so forth? Are you putting that on your videos?
Absolutely.
Okay, so I know you didn't always do that, so that's one of the things you've learned, right? One of the things I want to show you guys... Oh, go ahead. What were you going to say, Ozzie?
No. I just said that, I mean, that's just the vital piece of everything. If you don't have a call to action, then how does anyone know where to go if they need to contact you for something?
Right. There's another local thought leader I wanted to introduce everyone to, and some of you guys have heard me talking about him in the past when you've been on my other webinars, which is Ryan Huckel. This is Ryan Huckel on here on the left, and he has his Discover the Coffee Creek edition in Edmond, Oklahoma. And I just want you to see the very first little snippet of it, and he did keep it within the 3 minutes. And then Ozzie, we're going to talk about yours over there. Okay, how you got 11,000 views on your video here in a second. But this is a good example of a video tour that, oops, hang on a second, let me go back. This is a good example of a video tour that did keep within that 3 minute time frame and has a really nice intro, which I want you to see. Let me go back. For some reason it's not wanting me to click on it. Why is it not doing that? Go back. Okay, well, for some reason it's not letting me click on that video. And maybe I didn't link it. It has a really nice little intro, guys, where he shows his personality. He's really smooth, unscripted. Builds that likability and trust factor. Talks about Edmond, Oklahoma, and Show Me OKC. He brands it really well. I'll make sure that when I get you guys a copy of this video of this PowerPoint, I'll make sure it's hyperlinked there. And if you want to go onto his YouTube channel, it's showmeokc.com. On YouTube. And then let's talk about this one you did right here, Osh. You got 11,572 views, and it was 13 minutes long. Okay, 13 minutes long. How in the world? And you didn't do all the perfect things we're talking about. Watch, guys. It wasn't perfect. It was a year ago, right? Almost a year ago. Oh, not a year ago. 6 months ago.
Thanks for tuning in. Hey, welcome to another episode of Ozzie Sells Homes Virtual Open House Tours. Here I am I'm about to go inside of a gorgeous, gorgeous townhome in Parsippany, New Jersey. And go inside. Once again, thanks for tuning in to Ozzie, and welcome to another episode of Ozzie Sells Homes Virtual Open House Tours.
Okay, so this is a good example of when you didn't have all of your perfect polished videos. So I wanted to pull this one out because I wanted you guys to see that this is real life. Okay, Ozzie's been doing this for a long time. Obviously there was background issues. You were jumping all over the place. There was lighting issues when you turned it around. How did you get 11,500 views?
I have no idea.
Oh, yes, you do. You told me last night.
No, I'm just
What are
kidding.
you doing? just enjoy that.
No, you know what? It's one of those things where first of all, this development that I do a tremendous amount of business in is extremely popular. Probably one of the most popular townhome developments in all of Morris County in New Jersey. So all that being said, I knew that going into it, obviously. So it's extremely important that you're not only putting the videos out there, but you really have to pay attention to the tagging, which correlates into SEO, search engine optimization. So
hang on, Oz, hang on. Some people are saying, what the heck is a tag?
Oh, okay, sorry. Tagging is basically keywords that you place into when you're editing the video on or whatever you're editing, and you upload it to YouTube. There's a section of YouTube after you're done doing that. You put in your title, and then underneath you're going to write your description. Okay, and then you have to be really careful because underneath that you have what's called tagging. It's keywords, and these are the words that are going to hit or become searchable when people are searching for things on Google, Bing, Yahoo, whatever. Okay, so if someone's searching for a three-bedroom, very specific, a three-bedroom townhome in Parsippany, New Jersey, right? This video, because of how many views it has, and it makes it more sticky, and it beefs it up, obviously. It's going to come up on the first or second page of any search of that source, right? So when you're putting those keywords into YouTube, you have to kind of keep all that in mind. And not only for this particular house, but use other keywords that are real estate related. Hot words like short sale, foreclosure, realtor in New Jersey or whatever state you live in, and just so on and so forth. And then, if you do your research, you do your homework, you'll figure out what the hot keywords are used that are too far off of what you're trying to accomplish here. But it allows your video to be that much more searchable so that people can find it. And then once they find it, they may not have interest, but at least they've seen you, they've seen your brand, and they say, hey, if I don't need something in that particular market area, I know I'm going to call Jane Smith or John Doe or whatever. So
Okay,
that's the most important part of doing all that.
Okay, so there's several things you said in there, so I want to make sure. So we got tagging. You're
Right.
uploading this video onto YouTube, so you must have a YouTube channel. We know that because it's Ozzie Sells Homes, okay, on YouTube. So you got a YouTube channel. You're putting your videos onto the MLS. Is that right? A link onto your MLS?
You have to be careful with that. I mean, some MLSs allow videos, some don't. The ones that do usually don't allow videos that have branding attached to them. It has to be non-branded, so you can't put your broker brand, you can't put your own logo or whatever the case may be. So whatever state you live in, you have to be careful about what type of videos you upload into your MLS because they think they're rejected.
Okay, so do you recommend doing two versions? I'm just thinking out loud here. So do you do one version?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I mean, you can. For me, it's really not worth it, and I'll tell you why. Because I really don't care if an agent sees my video or not for a listing I just got, and I don't need to sound, rude or funny or anything or sarcastic, but for me, I'm trying to market the house on the web, which obviously spans way farther than your local MLS. And not only that, I'm trying to capture leads. And a lot of people really aren't searching for homes on the MLS, from what I've seen, or at least in my area.
Okay. You guys, as I'm looking over there, if you guys have any questions as we're going through, type me some little messages and see what questions you guys have. I'm trying to think of the kinds of questions that would come to mind for my mind as we do this. Now, one of the things I have noticed about you is that, Ozzie, in your videos, you're very authentic. You really show your personality. And I'm going to say, I don't think I've ever seen a video of yours that's scripted.
That's probably true.
They're usually unscripted, pretty much, right?
Yeah. I've actually gotten that comment a bunch of times from many different people. And they say, do you have a script? And how do you... And if you know what you're talking about and you're confident, there's a lot of people that may be camera shy or a little bit timid or whatever, which is fine, but you really kind of have to get used to coming out of your shell, And you're not only selling whatever you're trying to sell on the video, if you're marketing a property, for instance, but you're really selling yourself first and foremost, because if someone connects with you and they like you, that may or may not be the home for them, but they're going to call you, and it happens. And it's happened to me several times. The video that we just saw that got 11,000 plus views, I closed 5 deals from that.
You did what?
I closed 5 deals from that one video.
Did you really? Oh
yeah,
my gosh.
Yeah, so, you know, I mean, it's not to say this stuff doesn't work. I mean, it does work, but, you know, you just have to put the time and the effort into it and just keep progressively getting better and better and better. And then before you know it, you'll understand how not only video works, but most importantly, how the web works and how search works and stuff like that. And it may sound overwhelming now because I'm talking about it so fast, but it's really not. It's very simple if you take the time to sit down and understand how it works. It can be effective, and it does work.
You know, I have to tell you, the very first video I ever did on the fly was with David Sobel with Home Warranted America. He grabbed me at the NAR convention down in San Diego a few years back, and he said, "Hey, Janelle, I need you to tell my salespeople what you do. Come on, let's go. I'm going to take a video of you right now." And he like literally took me from the booth. We walked upstairs, and we kind of found a quiet place, sort of outside, you know, and he put up his iPhone and said, "Okay, tell me what you do." And I was just, I got really nervous. I got a little flustered. And he's like, "It's okay. Look in my eyes and tell me, David, what you do." And I got to tell you, it was the best video I have ever done, unscripted, from the heart, showing my personality. And it's still on our YouTube channel, AnnounceMyMove. And I'm, you know, and it was just a really good exercise, I think, for anyone to do when you first get started. And the more things,
I mean, there's no way to be perfect the first time. I mean, obviously, that's why you have the software. Once you load whatever you shot up into your software, you edit it, you know. And if you didn't feel right about something that you said, you just pause for a second, and then you start over, and you just keep going all the way through until you're at the very end. And then once you get home or wherever you're going to go to edit the video, you go online and you take the best bits and pieces of that video so that you have one complete video, and then you load it up, and it's fine.
you know, there's a woman that I came across. I don't know her personally, but I came across Donna Wood, and I really like what she's doing. She's another local thought leader for you guys to write down. She is called the Ventura Donna is her YouTube channel. And I recommend that you guys go and check her out. Here's an example of something she does called Fantastic Fridays from Donna Wood. And when it talks about being that authentic you, I gotta tell you, the more I watch this woman, I think to myself, if I'm ever gonna buy a house in Ventura, California, I'm gonna call her because I like her. You know, take a look at this. I'm not gonna have you watch the whole thing, but I just want to give you a flavor of it.
Hello, I'm Donna Wood, your personal real estate consultant, and it's another fantastic Friday and gorgeous house. I was downtown Ventura, and I noticed these flyers everywhere, Ventura advertising the Ventura Film Festival, and I know nothing about it. So I thought I'd do a little investigating, and I'll let you know what I find out. Okay, this is what I found out so far about the Ventura Film Festival. It runs for 11 days and starts July 8th and goes to the 18th. Many of the films will be right here at the Century 8 Theater downtown Ventura, but there are many different venues throughout Ventura. There's over 250 films being shown. There's musical.
Okay, so you get the idea. I mean, I think that she's just really super sweet. She seems really knowledgeable about her community. She's not all about, I sold another house, or here's another listing. I mean, she's doing these Fantastic Fridays, kind of like a community ambassador. And she obviously loves where she lives and where she works. And so with Donna, I think that, you know, she doesn't do everything perfect either. She had some really kind of cool transitions, and she had some, you know, words going across the screen, which were kind of interesting and engaging for me, kept me interested in what she was talking about. And she had some sound issues. Yeah, it was a little windy outside, but she compensated it so well with just speaking from the heart. It didn't look scripted to me either. Did it to you, Oz?
No, she looked completely off the cuff, yeah.
Yeah, it was good. So let's talk about, you guys, I want to kind of open this up to the audience who I want them to kind of chime in. There was a quick question that came across, and Oz, maybe you know the answer to this question. Anne Marie asked, "How do you get those words on your screen?" You know how we saw Donna do those words on the screen? Do you know how she did that?
Well, it depends on whatever software you're using. There's options to place captions on top, laid on top of the video.
Okay,
Or
so
before or after. So if it's before, it's just adding a text frame after the same thing, and you can insert text frames in between. But if you're talking about laying verbiage over the top of the video while the video is playing, that's just something that has to do with whatever software you're using with your video editor.
So if you're using like a Kodak Z10 or some handheld device like that, it's going to come with the software for editing the video, right? And and Ken is asking, is there a software you would recommend for editing? Isn't it specific to the camera or the device you're using?
Yeah, I mean, most handheld video cameras that I'm aware of, they come with their own software. It may not be the actual brand of the camera, but it's whatever whatever they bundled up, whatever company they bundled up with to use their video software for that particular device. That's what usually comes with the camera. I mean, but there's so many different kinds of things you can use out there. Some of them are free, some of them you have to pay for, some of them you have to really be careful of because they may look all great and fancy, but then all of a sudden when you get it, you're staring at the screen for like 2 minutes and you're like, what the heck did I just download? Because a lot of them are very intense. If you're an Apple user, Mac user, that's probably some of the best video editing software that you could probably get because that's just, Apple's more of a media-driven type of device than if you're a PC user like myself. So I had to do other things in order to get the results that I was looking for.
So I know personally I use a MacBook Pro, and I have Movie Maker. I have iMovie, I should say iMovie. It's really easy for me, and I'm not tech savvy, so I definitely relate to agents who struggle with this kind of stuff. And so I literally use my webcam on my MacBook Pro to be able to do every single video I do. And so the iMovie has everything built into it. Anne Marie has a flip side, and she wants to know, Ozzie, do you know of any software available for flip slide? Do you know anything off the top of your head?
So that's one of the flip cam, right?
I think so. It's called Flip Slide.
Yeah, so it's basically the flip cam, but it slides. It slides
Yeah.
almost like a phone. Again, I mean, I'm not too familiar with the flips. I mean, I did look at them, and I'm not dogging flip, but when I compared what the flip cams had to offer versus what the Kodak cameras had to offer, I just felt like I was getting more value out of the Kodak versus the flip. But that's my own personal opinion. A lot of people swear up and down by flip. So again, I mean, the flip should have a piece of software that comes with the actual camera itself. If it doesn't, I would just recommend going on the Flip website, and I'm sure there's something there available that you can download that will correlate with whatever model Flip you have.
So now also on YouTube, there is a new video editing feature on YouTube. I know you haven't used it yet, Ozzie, but I have. So you guys, if you upload a video onto your YouTube channel, there is a video editor built in that does do, you can cut the clips, you can enhance the sound, you can add music to it, you can add words, and branding and stuff onto it, overlaid on top of the video. So it's built into the video editor program on YouTube once you upload the video. One of the things I want to do, Ozzie, is let's brainstorm with the group a little bit. Guys, as you're listening to, different ways people are using, or I've shown you people are using video in their business, what other things come to mind that you might think about doing in terms of videos for your real estate business? Let's brainstorm a bit. Type me a few messages back as to some of the things that you're sort of thinking out loud right here and sharing with the group. What ways do you see you using video in your business? Okay, well, Anne Marie, she chimed in first. She said testimonials, right? Ozzie, you've had some success with that.
Yeah, testimonials are very, very powerful. It's when you see one of your clients after a closing on the camera, and they're basically they're endorsing you, and it looks honest, sincere, and it's usually pretty short. So yeah, it's just a great way to get out there and brand yourself. So that's one of the best ways you can do that.
Ken said he's brainstorming and contributing to. Thanks, Ken. He said showing the community and events. So, Ozzie, have you done any of those? I haven't seen too much of that from you in terms of community events. I see a lot of community events with Donna and Sean and Ryan. What are some of the things
we're actually getting, I wanted to wait to do that, and I'm just very, I don't know, I want to call it anal that way, I guess, but, I tried to do it once, and I just wasn't happy with the way it came out. Again, it was a stabilization, it was the wind in the background, just cars and people, and it was just a mess. So I said, you know what, I'm going to wait until I can do something a little bit more high quality, which obviously I have the ability to do now with NetSaveVideos.com. So now we're actually working on doing things where we're highlighting specific market areas, communities, sub-market, micro markets, and things of that nature. And then while we're doing that, we actually have the idea to interview, very, very short interviews, like 30-second interviews, with some of the local business merchants, small mom and pops, the dry cleaner, a deli, convenience store, whatever the case may be, the butcher, and just kind of say, hey, we just want to know what you feel about the community, why do you work here, where do you live, and how you're going to take the best of all of them. But, it's just another way to kind of reach out to people that may or may not be considering a particular market area, so that they can feel more comfortable knowing that there's people like that live in the neighborhood. And it's a very important thing to know, especially for corporate relocation. That's key. People that are moving from way out somewhere else, not near your state, and it's a scary thing to move you and your family to a brand new place. And to see a video like that, it really hits home. So that's a very important piece of video marketing.
That's really interesting. There was another two different videos that I saw recently, and I thought I would just point them out. One of them was, you mentioned corporate relocation. It was the wife that was coming out to San Diego. Let me think about this now. There was an agent from North San Diego County Association of Realtors who attended my class, and he had to leave early because it was a video marketing class he was attending, and he said, hey, I'm meeting with the wife, and I'm showing her 3 different properties, and we're narrowing it down. But what he did is he took a video of the house that she was most interested in, and did a little video for the husband, and they got in contract that next day. And it was because it was because he was able to use the video to see the house that his wife picked out, and it helped her place her furniture and remember about the decor and the area. I mean, it was really a very cool way to use video for his existence.
That's actually a great idea, Janelle, and I'll take it one step further. If all 3 houses that agent showed that day to that person had Nest-Egg videos, all he had to do was say, go online and you can see a Nest-Egg video for the house, so you can make your decision based off of that.
Okay, right? So there's a couple questions. Hang on, there's a couple of questions come in here. Pam said, when you got started, how often did you post videos? Were they mostly property-oriented, basic real estate information, or they were more interesting kinds of pieces? How did you first get started?
Well, obviously one of the first videos I did was an actual property that I had just listed, from there it just went on and on and on. So I mean, I guess the frequency of posting this video, I don't know, but I definitely wanted to stay in touch, and I knew that people were viewing my videos, and the same people were viewing my videos over and over and over again. For whatever reason, I have no idea, but you really don't care at that point. So you really want to be consistent with what you're pushing out or uploading onto the web as far as video is concerned, whether it be, a new listing. I mean, unless you're getting a new listing every week, which, most agents aren't, then you have to be a little bit more creative, think outside the box, and just create videos that are, you can do a 45-second, 1-minute video on just something random, or you can do something that's shown in your community and so on and so forth. So I would just suggest being consistent and saying to yourself, I'm going to put out one video a month, which is not unreasonable, and it's a decent time frame to commit to.
There was another question that came up from Corinne, actually a statement. She said, I do emails to say hello, stay in front visually instead of a monthly mailer, which I thought was sort of interesting. That's kind of cool, Corinne. She says, give a tip of the month or announce a new listing. I think she's referring to Announce My Listing, which is one of the things that she uses with us. Just making by video directly to my clients and personal contacts. Basically, just marketing by video directly to my clients and personal contacts. I think that's really cool, Corinne. Pam says also, what are your thoughts about narrated virtual tours versus videos? What's your thought?
That's a good question. I think that a voice narrated video, that speaks for itself. No pun intended. That's actually our lowest basic format. I don't want to keep throwing Netflix videos in there, but a Netflix video's basic format is basically called the guide, and the reason why it's called the guide is because you have a professional voiceover narrating through the piece, and as the camera's moving around, you can speak about the high points or the show the house its best light, basically, without actually going through it. And then as the camera's moving along, you can say, okay, now we're entering this area, or we just came from the kitchen or the how many times have people said, I don't know where the dining room is and where the third bedroom is. I don't even know where I'm at in the house anymore. And that's like, a no-no when you're doing video. I mean, it's bad enough that when you're looking at pictures online, you don't know which is which if they're not titled. Even if they are titled, you can't get a good feel for where you are in the house, which is why video is so important. But when you're doing video, you really have to announce as you're walking through, if you enter the house, people have to get the feeling that they're actually walking through the house with you, and that's why voice narration is so important.
That's great. That's great advice. One of my tech people who's listening in on our conversation, he said, he's kind of a techie, so he kind of knew a little bit more about those answers to the questions on software. He said Apple software, if the software's on your computer already, it's built in, so if you're using an Apple device. iPad 2 comes with software, which is really good on the fly. It comes with the software. The PC, on PC, Windows Video Maker comes standard. Windows Video Maker. And then there's some add-on products that you can do, which Camtasia software is really easy to use. Ranges anywhere from $100 to $200. You can take a screenshot, do a voiceover, add video, edit, and so forth. So that's Camtasia. He's had experience with those. He wanted to share that as well. Corinne said, oops, I send video emails monthly as my marketing tool, is what she does, video emails. So I just want to kind of throw out there some things we did for brainstorming. So we obviously talked about customer video testimonials, home buying and selling tips, market updates, neighborhood tours, basically be authentic, show the love of your neighborhood, sell the lifestyle. We've been talking about that for years, right? Sell the lifestyle in a neighborhood. Video bios. Now, Ozzie, you and I had kind of a little controversy about this. You don't think that you didn't like the idea of a video bio, did you?
Nah.
Why?
No. I just think it's weird. I mean, a video bio, I've seen them so many times online, and it just looks corny, and it looks like, I'm sitting here talking about myself, how great I am, I've done this, I've done that, blah, 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 and like, who really wants to watch that? I'd rather watch somebody in action with a purpose, right? All my videos have a purpose behind them, and you're trying to get a message across. Through that message that I'm trying to get across, I automatically show my personality, I show my charisma, I show my professionalism, so through that, I'm basically, I'm selling myself, so I don't need a video bio. I don't need to tell people, where I graduated high school or college, or, what kind of job I did before real estate, or how many deals I closed last year. It's just, I don't know. For me, I just think it's a little cheesy, but everybody has their own opinion.
Let me ask you this. Okay, now, a lot of associations and companies are creating green rooms. Okay? you know, that's essentially for a video bio, right? I mean, what else would they be doing in those green rooms, really? I mean, otherwise they're bringing someone in there to interview or something. But nonetheless, these associations are doing that. I know that the North San Diego County Association of Realtors is doing it. I mean, let's say an agent wanted to have on their website some type of a little video intro. Let's call it a video intro rather than a bio. Okay.
That's a different story now.
Okay, so now really, so these green rooms that they're having in companies, you know, and we know Coldwell Banker has been real, I mean, your company has been really big in video, and I know that the Jacksonville, you know, superstars up there in Coldwell Banker Vanguard Realty, they have a green room. What would you recommend?
Let me say something first of all, not to cut you off.
Okay.
You said Coldwell Banker is one of the biggest. Coldwell Banker, and I'm not saying that because I'm a Coldwell Banker agent, but the Coldwell Banker On Location YouTube channel is number one if you search real estate. Number one.
Okay.
You know, and there's a reason for that, obviously, because they want to be looked at as innovative trendsetters, so on and so forth. So yes, there are a lot of video bios, quote unquote, on there because they did create the green room, and they just, I guess it was at a couple of events that they did around the United States, and they invited agents to come over and just kind of say a quick, you know, 30-second commercial about themselves. And, you know, the agents were, okay, that's great. You know, they know nothing about video, they know nothing about marketing and that, but they had sought an opportunity to get on video and be on the web, and there's no problem with that. I mean, that's okay, you know, but for someone to go out and purposely do that, for me, I just think it's a little funny. I don't know. But the intro, different story. That's something totally different.
Okay, so maybe be thinking about when you have an opportunity to get in front and do a video in a green room at your local association or your company, think about it like a video intro rather than a video bio. It's just like, hey everybody, I'm Janelle. I'm really excited to work with you. I've got some great, you know, resources for you on my website. Check it out. You know, whatever it is that you want to, you know, highlight the purpose of that video intro. You have something like that on your website. We talked about we're moving videos for your customer where, you know, you're walking through and you've got that first-time home buyer. And I know you've done this, I don't know how many times, Ozzie, where you've got the camera ready for them so that when they have that aha moment, when they're walking in their house for the first time, you've got it captured for them. And
Absolutely.
Then they share that with who? Their friends,
with all their friends
right?
and family and coworkers.
And you were the agent that captured that moment for them. And I bet you a good percent of the time you're getting customer testimonials right within that video, that moving video.
Absolutely. I mean, it you know what? It lasts forever. I mean, just think about the impact of someone looking back 10 years from the time that they closed on their house and they can see a video of the house or they can see a video of their testimonial, and it's priceless. You can't put a price on that.
Okay, so Greg had a quick question. He says, I'm trying to decide between Annomoto and Stupflex. Can you tell me the pros and cons between these two products? I got to tell you, I don't know these products. Ozzie, do you?
Annomoto, what's the other one?
Annomoto and Stupflix. Stupeflix.
Annomoto and Stupflex. Well, aren't those some kind of it's just places where videos live online? Is that correct?
Greg, write us a little message back.
Annomoto and Stupflex. I mean, it sounds like I know Annomoto, but I'm not familiar with Stupflex. It just sounds like that's the place where videos can live online for real estate or whatever you're trying to push a product or service.
No, he said it's for developing videos.
For developing videos. I don't know. I'm not familiar with it. I really don't try to get too wrapped up in all that stuff. I mean, I think that, you know, for me, I just said, I'm going to go buy a camera, I'm going to buy the equipment to make it work, and I'm going to go out and I'm just going to do it. You know, and you just do it, and do it again, and do it again, and then you get to the point where you feel comfortable, and you feel like you know what you're doing, and you start seeing views on YouTube, and people start giving you comments, you get phone calls, you get leads, and it's a great way to obviously get into a listing appointment and feel confident that you got the listing, and then it's just a revolving door, and get stronger and stronger presence online. Your searchability for you or all the properties that you represent or whatever you're doing online as far as video is concerned. It gets beefier, it gets stickier, and you're exposing yourself to a much larger audience than you could ever imagine. And that's the whole purpose of this. To do that, expose yourself, larger audience, and capture leads. That's the bottom line.
That's the thing I really love about you, Ozzie. I think that every agent, regardless of their technology experience, even just the agents just getting started, can relate to that. You just picked up the camera, you just did it. You know, you didn't always put 100% of thought into it, but hey, you learned along the way. And we're hoping through this webinar that people who are listening to this can learn from some of the things you did through trial and error, and hopefully start a little bit further on the learning curve as a result of this webinar and you sharing. Greg did chime in. He says, I think it's the Animoto and this duplex. You can integrate still photos and videos through that software. So, Greg, I'm sorry, we're not able to answer that question. So it's not something that Ozzie or I have had experience with. But you know, good luck with that. I'd love to hear more about it. Please, you know, share on our Facebook business page, Greg, when you do decide what you're going to use and why. We'd love to hear it. One of the things that I wanted to say is, let's talk about that YouTube channel you set up. You know, you mentioned a lot of things on, I know YouTube, setting up a YouTube channel is essentially you're just setting up an account on YouTube. You're creating an account. And it's essentially a library shelf of books is the same as a YouTube, you know, library of your videos. They're all in one location. And one of the things that, you know, you said, we talked about tagging, how you can tag your videos and so forth. Now, you can upload videos without having a YouTube channel, right, Oz?
You can upload videos without having a YouTube channel.
Right. You can just upload a video onto YouTube, but why do that when you can set up a channel and have more than one video all in the same location, right? Isn't that the
it doesn't make a lot of sense to me to upload a video into random space as opposed to uploading it into something that's yours, that you own.
Right. So we recommend that you set up a YouTube channel, create an account, and then in doing that, people can subscribe to you. They can follow you there. So if they like one video, they might want to be notified when another one like it pops up on your YouTube channel. That's kind of a cool feature, right?
Mm-hmm.
And people can comment back to you. They can vote on it. You can make your videos public or private, right? Those are all the kinds of settings that you can do within that YouTube channel. And then you can set a background image. I'm going to show, I don't think I put any in here right here. Let me go, I'm going to hop on to the internet real fast. I want to show you guys Ozzie's channel. His is Ozzie Sells Homes. Let's go to one of his right here. So this is your YouTube channel, Ozzie.
Mm-hmm.
You can see there's a background image. This is your old logo. You've got a new logo for you, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And people can subscribe to you. And there's different formats in which you can, different layouts that you can have, featured versus feed versus, you know, videos that you also, your featured playlist. There's lots of ways this can be displayed in the way you want people to kind of draw their attention. Okay. So this is one version. I want to show you guys another version, which I think is kind of cool, which is Ryan Hugel's. I think he...
Let me just mention, so while you're on Ryan Hugel's, the description of your channel, and you know, when you guys get to the point where you guys start creating your YouTube channel, the description is very, very critical because it's in a sense, you're basically tagging yourself. Again, I'm going back to tagging the search. You know, you want to make sure that it's searchable for people that are searching for whatever they need to search for exactly. So about showmeokc.com underneath, he has a description of what the channel is about. So just be very careful about the wording and the choices that you use for that, because you want your channel to be searchable. You want people to find you, and then once they find you, if they don't find your video first, they're going to find your channel, and that's basically what you want, because you never know what's come out of that.
Right, right. And as you scroll down, you'll see he did a black and white image of the downtown area in Oklahoma, which is really kind of nice. And then he, just like you, he did some featured playlists, and he's got a little description under each one so people can see the real estate, Oklahoma City, you know, the OKC Thunder. He's really big into sports. He's got some neighborhood videos, activities, how-to. He's even brought in some how-to videos that aren't necessarily his how-to videos, but there were ones that he thought were really cool, so he's featuring them on his YouTube channel. And then he's got some favorites here too. So I think this is a really good example, yours and his, of how to set up a YouTube channel. And again, people can subscribe to you, and if you allow them to, they can comment on your videos. So now you're engaging in dialogue with people right on this particular social media, right?
Right. He's got how many views? 848?
How many what?
How many views on his channel?
848, right? Yeah. So, you know,
I'm just curious what mine is. I don't even know what does mine say? I don't even know.
Higher. It's higher. Let me go back and I'll show you. 19,000.
Oh.
You're just tooting your own horn.
I'm killing it. No, I'm just kidding.
You definitely given us some gold nuggets here, I think, with regards to tagging. I think that, and then how you're distributing video. So you're using sites like AnnounceMyMove and our program, and I know a variety of others, to distribute your videos. And so there
was a woman that mentioned something about earlier. I think it was Anne-Marie. She said something about that she does monthly video updates through email to her clients.
Yeah, that was Corinne.
Corinne, okay.
Yeah.
I hope Corinne's using AnnounceMyMove.com to do that.
I think she does use our program for Announce My Listing, but I'm not sure she's necessarily using it for Announce My Move. But we'll talk about that here in a second. But one of the things you said was, just like you did, just as Nike says, just do it. Grab your camera, start rolling. You know, it's available for the techies and the amateurs, and young and old alike, right? What Ozzie's basically saying, guys, is that you want to deliver your videos in a variety of ways, whether you have a blog, okay, or you're popping it on your website, or you're sharing on your social media sites. But if you encase your video onto a page that's branded with your information on it, like Announce My Moves, Create from Scratch program, or Announce My Listing for your listings, then you can send it out through email and your social media sites, and it retains your brand on the page. So every time that announcement is viewed, you've got that video embedded in it, but it's got your brand there. And that's one of the things that you do, Ozzie, right?
Absolutely. AnnounceMyMove is to be honest, and I did get, and Janelle didn't pay me to say this at all, but AnnounceMyMove is one of the things that basically encouraged me or motivated me to move, you know, on upward through the social media marketing ranks and just be that much more motivated to keep progressing with what I'm doing with social media marketing for real estate. So it's just an awesome tool. I've gotten just so many, countless compliments about it. You can push it out through email. You can push it out through all the social media networks. And what's great about it is that, yes, you can embed a video into AnnounceMyMove.com, which is actually a web page, so it has its own URL, and that URL lives on forever. And if you need to make changes or edits after the fact, after you already pushed it out to wherever you pushed it to, you can always go back and edit. The next time somebody clicks on that link or URL, it's updated automatically, which is an awesome thing to have. It also has statistics and things like that. You know how many people are clicking on, where they're going as far as how many times they've gone to your website, emails, so on and so forth. So it's been an invaluable tool that I have in my arsenal that I can use cohesively with all my video marketing. So it's a really great thing to have. I don't know what it would be like if I didn't have it now that I do have it.
You know what, Oz? I have something to tell you that you don't know yet. And everyone on this call, you guys are like the first of all of our customers and across the country to hear this, okay? We are pushing out this weekend to our corporate accounts and then subsequently to all of our Announce My Listing, Announce My Move users, a new email program. And let me see, I'm not the techie, so let me explain to you how it works. Essentially, you know how, Oz, how you, let's say you create an announcement using our software, our program, Announce My Listing or Announce My Move, and you send it out via email. Well, today it's a banner and a hyperlink. After this weekend, it will be in the form of an HTML email of the announcement itself, actually a little snapshot of a section of the announcement, all the way down to the age of image.
Oh,
And
cool.
what happens is, no, it gets better. So what happens is, let's say your announcement changes. The price changes on your listing announcement, for example, okay? Or you put in the wrong date of the event or something changed on that route announcement. It will automatically refresh the image in the email, even if you send it out to 500 people. 500 people's email inbox will automatically refresh and sync with the change you did on that one announcement in your account.
Wow.
You hear what I just said?
That's pretty, I mean,
That's cool.
I guess people have to realize how awesome that is, because if you know anything about how HTML works and how things are set into emails, that's pretty impressive.
It's static, so this makes it a syncable HTML email. That's what we're pointing this at as. And I think that we're going to be, you know, it's a system that we developed completely from scratch. And the patent is pending. Rob's letting me know the patent is pending. So it's a how do we coin it, Rob, again? It's a syncable HTML email. So it's always got fresh. And Debbie says, all we do is update and refresh. Yes, Debbie. She says, amazing. So she's from Illustrated Properties. She's one of our corporate accounts that's going to get it this weekend as we push it out. And so, Debbie, imagine you've created that announcement. It's got video in it or whatever it's got in it, okay? And it's been sent out by all of your agents to all of their contacts via email. If you go in and make a change to that page, it will automatically sync within the body of the email that's already been delivered into the email inboxes. So, anyway, it's kind of cool. We're excited.
Pretty cool. I just wanted to say that I guess Announce My Move it works more familiar. It's even more valuable to me. It's much further than the email part of it, but once that lands and whoever you send it to, and it lands wherever it lands, they have the option to share it themselves with the hot buttons that are in the upper right hand corner, if I'm not mistaken, Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn. So all that being said, they can share that 1,000,000 times over, to whoever they want, and it just goes on and on and on and on and on. And if you do the right kind of videos and you embed the video into the Announce My Move announcement, it's probably one of the most non-threatening ways that someone can endorse you without you doing it yourself, right? So you're getting in front of people that you would have never, ever thought or dreamed of getting in front of through someone that they know, because that person may have thought that the next person would be interested in the information that they received from you.
Yeah, because your brand is
so valuable. It's so valuable. I can't even express how great I feel about that. So anyway, go ahead.
Okay, so for those of you who are interested, I do have this social media training center. You know, we've got other classes that we teach all the time. I really like this format, Oz. I think I'm going to do more local thought leader interviews like this. I'm guessing that the reason that you got 19,000 views on your YouTube channel versus Ryan, who has an awesome YouTube channel with only 800 and something, is the way you are distributing and tagging your videos, both simultaneously tagging and how you are distributing it using tools like ours. Okay. Jean asked a question: what were the recommended video cameras, accessories, brands? What were the recommended ones? I think we recommended, I've had personal experience, same as Ozzie. The Kodak Z10 is the newest version of what we have, Oz.
Yeah, I mean, I use the ZI-8, which works perfectly fine for me, but I mean, if you're going to get the brand new one, then, why not?
Yeah, so it's either the Kodak ZI-8 or the Kodak Z10. It's just, the old version versus the new version. There's a lot of other ones out there. I think that I just picked that one because it had the fewest buttons, to be honest with you, Jean. It wasn't because I did a lot of research on it. I mean, I talked to the guy at the store, but It just so happened I picked the same one that Oz did, and a lot of the local thought leaders seem to have the same one. So I think we just kind of got lucky that we got a good salesperson that kind of directed us to the right one.
Yeah, one of the important things for me, one of the most important features for me on that phone was it has the ability to shoot in all different formats, whether it be I think the most important ones are the 1080p, which is the highest quality you can possibly get. Obviously, the device that you're viewing it on has to be able to push out 1080p quality, but it has a regular 720p, and then it also has a 720p 60 frames per second. Now, what that means is that when things are moving fast in front of you, or if you're moving fast, okay, it's a much faster frame than normal, right? So, all that being said, the video is going to come out a lot more crisp and a lot clearer because you have that setting, and that was one of the things that attracted me most to the particular camera that I bought. But there's a lot of things that you need to consider when you're going out to buy your camera. But as far as I'm concerned, if you're shooting moving video for real estate, you definitely want to have that setting on your camera.
Very good. What other questions do we have, guys? As we're wrapping up here, I see I've got a few more minutes to go. I want to make sure we answered all of your questions. I'm flashing before the screen here ways to connect with Ozzie. I mean, he's obviously on every social network out there, pretty much all the big ones. So there are lots of ways to connect with him directly. My contact information is going to come over right after this call on the GoToWebinar service. Reach out to either one of us with any questions, but we will hang on here. If you have any follow-up questions for us on anything that's been presented, or any ways we can help you, I hope that you found this webinar helpful to you in your business. Our intention here is not to sell you on anything in particular, but just to really provide you with a local thought leader just like you that's out there working hard trying to grow his real estate business. And hopefully you've picked up some gold nuggets here that will help you as you start to use marketing and video marketing in your marketing plan. Are there any other questions for me until we close out? I'm getting some really good feedback, Oz. Lisa, you're very welcome. She says, this is awesome. Thank you so much, from Illustrated Properties. What I'd like each of you to do, would you do this for me, please? I'd like for you to take 5 minutes right after this call, go onto our Facebook business page on AnnounceMyMove.com, type me a little message and share maybe 2 or 3 things that you learned today that you're going to take and implement in your business. Share some gold nuggets with others, okay? Because we're in a business, it's a highly competitive business, but there's agents all over the country doing amazing things. And if we can rally the ones that are really having successes to help others, I think we all win, So if you'll take 5 minutes, go onto our Facebook business page and type us a little message on some gold nuggets that you learned today from Ozzie. I'm going to be sharing this video. We're going to be rendering it here shortly, making it available for anyone and everyone who wants to listen in. And I will share this PowerPoint with those of you who were on the call today. How about that? Okay? So if you want
to... You can also go to my business page, facebook.com/Sells-Homes. You can like it, send me a comment. You thought I was great. You think I stink, whatever you want. Go on there and do that. Or you can go to YouTube. You can subscribe to me. So every time I push out a video, obviously you'll get it. And by all means, hopefully one or any of my videos on YouTube could help you progress with what you're doing or you're trying to do with your video marketing for your real estate business.
Great. Well, I'm getting lots and lots of really nice comments, compliments coming back, Oz. So I think you did a really nice job. Thank you so much. You guys, listen, have a fantastic day. One other person just said, hey, make sure you link your YouTube channel to your Facebook business page. That's another little tip for you, those who have Facebook business pages. And we've got lots of people saying thank you, thank you, thank you. You guys, listen, very eye-opening. Eric said very cool and fun. You guys, thank you so much for your time today. And again, we really hope that we've added some value to your afternoon. All right, Oz, thanks so much. We'll connect soon. Bye-bye.
All right, guys. Have a successful year.